Hey everyone, it's Kevin. I'm back with another video. We're still working on the chicken coop, and we're going to be doing the roof today. I went up to Lowe's and picked up some metal. Now listen, I looked for some damaged metal. This is the chicken coop. We don't really care as long as it holds out the water. And we got a pretty good deal on some metal. And I'll show you what I got to work with. I got a couple older pieces here I'm going to use. And then I got some damaged here, and I got some fairly decent for over here. So what we have decent, we'll put on the upper side so when people drive by, they can see the nice, pretty roof. But then on the lower side, who cares? Ain't nobody down there anyhow. So let me show you what I got to work with. Okay, this piece of metal here, there was 4 of them. I got these at Lowe's. They were 12 foot long, and I only need 5 foot something. No, I needed 69 inches. And this happened to be in that 69 inches, but we have to overlap them anyhow. And these 4 right here are the damaged ones. So hopefully we could squeeze by using these. The rest of the metal is not bad. It's just right here where they got caught. Now, these sheets were $31 or $32 a piece. And I got them for $20 a piece, which was a really good deal. So we ended up with 8 pieces, 69 inches, for around 80 bucks. Now these pieces here were left over from the build in the garage. I think the garage roof. These were some of the, and the ceiling, I'm sorry, the ceiling. These were left over from the garage ceiling. There's 2 sheets here, and I have 1 more on the trailer. We're gonna strip it in half and use it as a ridge vent. So we should be able to cover this roof with what we have. And hopefully it'll turn out okay. Okay, so now all my metal, what I did is I laid it on top of each other, stacked it all up, and I pre-drilled everything. So now when I get up there, it's not gonna be an issue about how to put this stuff down or where to put the screws. The screws are already pre-drilled, the screw holes, so all we gotta do is put it down and screw it together. So we're going to get started on the worst part first, and that is going to be that bottom, the lower side, that side over there. I think that's going to be our roughest side. So we'll get started on that, and then get that done, and then do the easy part last. But all the damaged stuff's going to go on the back, so we're going to get started with it. Okay, I got 2 pieces up here, and if you guys will see up here, I'm not sure if you can see, but I got some little blocks of wood. What I did is I pre-drilled the holes, put some little screws in there with the rubber washers, because this is old metal and had holes already in it. So pre-drill a little block of wood. I'll show you little blocks on you. Just taking these little blocks of wood and pre-drilling a hole in them. And then I set that up onto there and put the screw down through there, and that'll seal that up. So one thing I didn't show you guys, I said I was going to put some wire around the eaves, and I did. Let me show you what I've done here. To keep the predators out, we actually put the wire over all the eaves. Every one of them are stapled. Now, if I need to block them up, I can always cut a piece of wood and put up here, and that's going to keep hopefully bees and stuff from getting up in there, and predators and stuff. But we'll see. I might end up doing something more with them later, but right now all the eaves have been done all the way across. You can see they turned out pretty good. So that way predators can't get in, and we can get some good ventilation in here. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm using a new camera. This camera is a GoPro 11. I don't know a lot about it, but I do know one thing. If I talk behind the camera, you can hardly hear me. If I talk in front, you can hear me good. So you just have to bear with me. I'm just still getting used to this little camera. So we're going to continue going across the roof, getting this side on, and then we'll get started on the other. But I don't think you guys want to see me fumbling around up there, because it's been rough. It's a little bit of a challenge with one person, but we're going to get it. Okay, this is what I call the worst side. It's down the hill, it's higher. This roof is pretty steep. Now we put the two bad pieces of metal in there, and the ones that were bent up are overlapped. So you really can't see them, and they're not really hurting anything. So it's working out. That's one side. Now we just got to get up in there and get the other side done, which should be a little bit easier, not so high off the ground. Now I might probably bring a 4-inch grinder out here and nip off all these. You can see where the screws came down. They wanted 50 bucks for a box of screws, and I wasn't going to spend 50 bucks on a box of screws because I had all these leftover screws. We're going to use them. So we're going to get started on this side. I'll show you what the eave looks like up underneath with that wire on it. As you can see, that wire is pretty cool. Nice wire. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this upper side. And then we'll got to cut that. We're just going to use a piece of metal for the ridge vent. We're going to cut a piece, strip it, bend it over, screw it down. That's all we're going to do. Alright, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll get started on this side, get set up, and get started. These last couple are a pain in the butt because they're so close to the edge. But we'll get them. Okay, so all we got to do now is our ridge vent. It's definitely looking good, and I don't think we're going to leak any water either. Okay, as you can see, we got the little ridge vent up there, and all I did was take one of them 24-inch pieces, cut it right down the middle, bent it over the top, and screwed it in. It's going to work just as good as a ridge vent that you would buy. It's not going to hurt anything, and it looks good. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the two shorter sides. This is something that Julie and I can do to get used to trying to put it up. We do the two short sides, should be easy to get to it. I don't know how easy it'll be to do, but we'll see. We're going to bring you guys along so you can watch us. So we're going to get started. Okay, I've never done live edge before, so this is kind of weird looking, but our walls are going to end up being about 1.5 inches thick all the way around, which is going to give the building more support. And what we're going to do is, as you can see, we put these three pieces up here, and now this piece here will go
right up on that, sort of like that, and then we'll nail that on, and that's going to be like our batten. That's going to keep the air from going through that gap there. Julie was talking that maybe we should have put them the other way, and I think a lot of people do put them the other way. I just kind of wanted to be a little bit different, I guess. She was thinking maybe the bottom down, up and down this way, and the other up across.
I thought would look nice.
But you know, it's
my opinion don't matter.
Yeah, it does.
No, it don't.
But anyhow, this is the way I had it in my mind. I visioned it like this, and this is the way I wanted to do it. So I know it's a little bit, you know, I think maybe we're wasting a lot of lumber doing it this way, but
it's free lumber.
Yeah, it's free, and this is garbage wood. This is wood that we're not going to use for anything other than this. So I just pushed that up there. Get my bottom down here. You can see that right in there. See the nails here? Okay, that's good. So that's basically what this side's going to look like when we get done. I'm hoping I have enough wood, but
we
if
might
not,
have to cut a few more.
Might have to throw some more on the mill. Whatever, what it is what it is. So, all right, I think we got our front all finished up, and we covered part of the door. We used some scraps at the top and the bottom, but the big part, I just took a chainsaw and we cut that what was around the outside edge sticking into the door. We just took a chainsaw and cut it out. And that's the same way what we'll do with the window. When we put the windows in, what we'll do is we'll frame them up in there, and then we'll take a chainsaw and just cut them out. And that way we could just recess our window back in there. So it'll be pretty easy to do the windows. But one side done and 3 to go. We actually thought we was going to start on one of the small sides to get used to using the wood, how we're going to do it, figure it out. The only thing is our longwood was on the top, so, and it was our best wood, so we put it on the front. And I think it really turned out nice. I'll move this ladder out of the way. As you can see, that turned out really nice. And with it being doubled like that, so you could figure you got it's almost like having 2x4s standing up holding your walls. So if you thought something about not putting support on the sides, more support, these boards are going to give it more than enough. It's like having an 1.5 inch thick wall. So we're going to go ahead and start on the upper side. It's getting a little bit late for us. We'll start up there a little bit, see what we can get done, and then we'll do another day. Okay, today we got the roof done. It's pretty good. I think it's good and watertight. And we got 2 sides. We got the front and one of the smaller sides done. And I don't have enough wood. You know, it's really hard to judge how much you need when you're doubling up that wall on the outside. So I'm going to need a good bit more. We're going to saw up 2 logs tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes right and we can get the rest of the wood for the outside walls. But man, does it look cool or what? I love it. You got to love the look of it. I mean, it's just a natural look. It's cool. I'll walk you down there and show you up close and see what you think. Sure did turn out pretty nice. I think so. As you can see, we don't have the other 2 walls done, so it's going to take a little time. We get that mill going tomorrow. We'll get those 2 walls done. That'll be pretty nice. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside. Now we're going to have 2 windows on that wall right there. We need as much light to come through that wall as we can, so 2 windows will be good. Okay, we're going to call it a day. Tomorrow we get the mill out, we get to chopping up some wood, and then we'll get the rest of it finished up. I think this thing is turning out really cool, a lot nicer than I thought it was going to. It's a little rough actually trying to cut something square that's not square. None of that wood's square, so it's just you got to kind of imagine where the line should be and then you cut it. So that's the best I can do. But like I said, I think it turned out really nice. I think we get it all sealed up. It's going to be a really cool little chicken coop. So I'll see you guys in the morning.